Alright, I'm going to make an attempt to put my thoughts into video because I have a lot to say and it's inconvenient to try to type it all out, especially if you're trying to make sense when your thoughts are fragmented. Most of my thoughts are fragmented, so I pause continuously when I speak. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say and how I want to say it. I want to talk about the immigration reform bill that they're trying to pass right now. It's a complete travesty and an injustice to Americans and to Mexicans. I mean, right now our economy is struggling to just survive. They say our unemployment rate is 7.5%, but that's just bullshit because they don't calculate the people that stop looking for work, and if they did, the unemployment rate would be 12, 16%. So then you're going to add 12 to 20 million illegal people into that working environment where nobody can get a job, people are struggling to survive, and you're going to put that on top of that already? These people aren't going to add to our economy because they're already purchasing. All their purchasing power already happens. It's not like once they become legal, they're going to start buying stuff from America. They already are. So they're not, and they don't make enough money to be liable for taxes. It's not like they're going to be contributing to our society. They have children by the bucket loads, and they're going to be getting money back for every single child. The idea that this is somehow going to benefit our society is absolutely asinine. We already have a large amount of low-wage employees, and that's all that we got coming across the border. I mean, don't give me this shit. Don't tell me that there's 12 million fucking strawberry pickers out there. It's bullshit. They do everything. They do all jobs. When I worked in Florida construction, they did tile work, framing work, they do the yard work, they do everything. They're nannies, they're teachers, they work everywhere. So don't give me this shit like, oh no, who's gonna pick our strawberries if we don't have illegal immigrants? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. That is such a stupid argument. You know where these people work. You've seen it. They don't work in strawberry fields. I mean, how many millions of people do you think are out there picking strawberries? It's ridiculous. And the thing about it is, the bill itself only says at best that they're going to stop 25% of illegal immigrants from coming in after they make these people illegal. So you're still going to have 75% of the amount of flow of illegal immigrants to this country. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 12, 20 million people, make them legal citizens, and then you're just going to have a new wave of illegals coming in behind them. So what, those illegals are going to pick strawberries, and these new legal immigrants are going to do something better? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you have to ask yourself, why don't Mexicans have jobs in Mexico? It's because their country is screwed. It's fucked. And they don't want to live there anymore. So they come to America, and now we're just going to let them flood into our country, not expect them to become Americans. God forbid that we ask them to take on our values and our morals. We can't dare ask anybody to do that because we're just monsters. It's ridiculous. The only way you're going to stop illegal immigration, I think there's three ways. That's, you just get rid of immigration laws completely. Anybody can come, anybody can go, screw it. Or you secure the border the way it should be, the way like North Korea does maybe. That might be a little extreme, but it can be done, and they're an example of how it can be done. And then the last way is to completely destroy our country so that we're just like Mexico, so there's no jobs here and nobody wants to come here. Then it's already on that track. The immigration is already slowed down because there's such a limited amount of jobs as it is. So I mean, the whole debate is just so fucked. And they just lie, and they lie, and they lie, and they lie. It's like, I was thinking about a scenario where, like, if you built a house and you had 4 or 5 rooms and you were living there by yourself, you would have more space than you can know what to do with. So you have a couple friends, they come live with you. So now you have 3 people living in your house, okay? Then your mom wants to come live with you. So now you have 4 people living in the house. Then a friend of yours loses his job, wants to come live with you. Now you got 5 people living in the house. Then your son loses his job, wants to come move home. Now you can't tell him no. It's your son. You gotta let him in. Well, now your sister is having problems. She wants to move in too. At some point in time, there's too many people in the house. No matter how bad you want to let them in or not let them in, there's too many people in the house. There's just not enough room for everybody. It's the same way from our country. I know this country was built on immigrants. I get that. But at some point in time, it becomes a country, and then you start having to secure that country. If you just let people flood in religiously, then your country's fucked. It's already been shown. All in Europe, their country is fading away because all the immigration that we have in Africa, from Africa. And that's the other thing too. This is not a racist thing. This isn't about Mexicans. The only reason it's about Mexicans is because we live on the border of Mexico. If we lived on the border of Africa, we'd have a problem with Africans. If we lived on the border of China, we'd have a problem with Chinese. No matter where we lived, we'd have an immigration problem because people want to come here because our country is so great. But if we destroy it, then what the hell's the point? I guess that's one way to end immigration. And that's the path that we're on. But this is just a test video, see how it goes.